What's going on, guys? John Alder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to work on our edit profile page for our blog with Django and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to work on setting up the edit profile page. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos to teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. That's all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. Okay, so in the last video, we kind of set up this profile page, user profile page, and yeah, it doesn't look that great, but we've got all the information on there. We learned how to actually put the stuff up on the screen from the database, from the profile model, so that's good. In this video, we want to set up a page so that we can edit this thing. Back when we started working on this profile section, we just used the Django admin area to create our profiles, but obviously that's not a great, way to do it. So we need to set up a mechanism to where, an actual blog user on their page here can actually update their information. So that's what we're going to work on in this video. And it's not too hard. It's going to use most of the concepts we've already done with other sections of the blog with a little bit of tweaking here and there for this specific case here. So let's head over to our code, and we're going to be working mostly in the members section. Remember, this is where all of our authentication stuff has gone. And let's see, first things first, let's go to our urls.py file in our members directory. And let's go ahead and create a path for this thing. So I'm just going to copy this one from the last video and paste it in again. And again, we still want to have this int pk because we want it to be www.whatever/member/for, whatever your user is, /something else. So here, let's call this, we've got this one profile, this one's edit profile. So let's call this one edit_profile_page, because it's the profile page we actually want to edit, right? And let's create our view here. So what do we want to call this? Let's call this edit profile page view. And that's getting a little long, but whatever. And it's as view. And we want to name this thing. Let's call this, instead of show profile page, let's call this edit profile page. Now we've got a lot of profile links going on now. And so probably also what we'll do in this video is create a little drop-down menu up here. So instead of edit profile, well, it'll just say profile, and there'll be a little caret, and we'll click on it, and it'll drop down, and it'll allow us to edit our profile page, edit our settings page, and view our profile page. Because right now, the only way we can get to this profile page is if we go to a blog post that has one of these, and then we click on this, and it goes to here. We really want the user that's logged in to be able to come up here and click on a link to go to their profile page if they want to. So we'll add that too in this video. So, all right, back to the code. We've named it this edit profile page. So we know every time we do this, we also have to import it up here at the top of the screen in our views. So I'll just pop that in there right now. Okay, go ahead and save this. Now we need to actually create this view. So let's head over to our views.py file again in our members directory. And anywhere in here, we can just add this, and this is going to be edit profile page view. And what do we want to do? Well, let's look through here. We have these generic views. Let's use this generic update view right here. We've used this in the past, and this will just allow us to update a view, which is what we want to do here. So, okay. And like always, we need to designate a model, and this one is going to be profile, obviously, because we're editing our profile page. And we need a template _name, and let's set that equal to, I don't know, edit_profile_page.html, because this is the edit profile page view, I guess. So before we go further, let's just copy this and make this page. So actually, we need to put this in a /registration first. So let's go registration / that, because all of our template files in this directory, in our members directory, are in this templates /registration folder. So we can right click on the registration folder here and create a new file. And let's go file, save as, and we just want to save it as edit profile page.html. Okay, and I don't know, right off the bat, let's head over to our members directory, or let's head over to the blog directory and look in these views. We want something that has a form that has the ability to upload a picture, because we're going to be uploading images as a user profile, right? So, and let's look through here and let's see. Add post. here it has this encryption multi-part. So let's just copy everything in here and add that to our edit profile page. And up there at the top, let's say edit profile. And for the title, let's say edit profile page. And let's call this edit profile page, I guess. And let's see, we don't want this form media thing. And instead of it saying post, we want to say update profile page. And we don't need this bit of code here. Okay, so that's probably good enough for now. Let's go ahead and save this. And let's head back to our views.py file. We need to finish working on our view here. So we need a couple more fields. So when we come down here to the, let's see, generic update view here, we also have this success URL home. So after somebody's filled out this form, we want to redirect them to the home page. We also need to set up the fields because, you know, we're going to be, this page is going to have a form on it. It's going to have fields to update, and we need to designate which ones we want. So let's head over to our models.py file. Oops, not that one. It's the one in the blog directory. So there it is. We want to just use all of these things. So I'm just going to copy this so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. And I'm just going to paste these in. So what fields do we want to be able to edit on this form? Well, we want to be able to edit bio and profile underscore pic and website underscore URL. Oops, needs to be in quotation marks. And let's see, Twitter URL. Let me just copy this here. So it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. So Facebook URL. What was the other one? Twitter URL, Pinterest, and let's see, the other one was Instagram. So let's put that one in there. Instagram URL. Okay, so Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. So all right, we've designated the fields that we want, right? So, okay, so let's go ahead and save this. Now, like I said earlier, I should also sort of explain this. We already have an edit profile page, right? And this has things like the username, their actual name, last name, email, and some other weird things, right? We could hack around on this and make this form even bigger to have like the profile pic and the bio and the Facebook URLs and all that stuff. But I find that it's a little bit more work than it's worth. Instead, we're just going to create a separate page. And instead of calling this edit profile, I'm going to change this to edit settings. We're going to call this the settings page because it's kind of like settings, right? And we're going to call the other one the profile page, right? So a lot of websites are broken down like this. You can update your settings and you can update your profile. And the settings are things like your username, your password, stuff like that, settings type things. And the other one is more usery things like your bio, like your profile pic, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said, we're going to create a little profile here. Oh, we've got a lot of tabs open. And to do that, we're going to use Bootstrap. So let's head over to getbootstrap.com really quickly. Click on the documentation link. Come down here to components, and we want navbar. And if you look on here, there's a navbar thing with a drop-down. This is our original navbar. So we need the code that makes this little drop-down box. So we could just come down here and look for drop-down, and we can see here it is. It says drop-down. So here's an LI. Let's look for a closing LI. And that's probably it. Oh, right here, probably. So let's copy this and let's head back over to our code and let's go to our base.html file in the blog directory. So there it is. And let's just come down here, and this one, we want this to be when a user is logged in. So find that bit of code where it's if user is authenticated. And here we have add post, add category, edit profile. So like right here, I think we want to replace this with the drop down. So let's just paste all this code in here. And let me kind of tab this over. Okay, so right off the bat, we could see here's what's going to show up, drop down. So instead of that, let's call this profile. All right. And here we have 1, 2, looks like 3 things. And we don't need this drop down divider, so get rid of that. And let's change each of these. So actually first, let's just save this and come back here and hit reload. So now we see we have this drop down and we have action, another action, and then something else here. So we need to change these 3 things to our 3 new links. So let's grab this guy, edit profile, and we'll put him right there. And I'm going to change this to edit settings. And then for the link, we just want this URL tag. So edit settings, here's the href thing. We can pop that there. The other one is edit profile page. And then the other one is going to be show profile page, right? So I'm just going to copy this URL tag for each of these and paste it in. And first things first, the show profile page, we already have that link from the last video. So we can head over to our article detail page down here. And there it is. And come down here to the bottom to the, the profile section. And the very first thing is the profile page link. So we could just copy this link. So it's show profile page, and then we're passing in the post author profile ID. We're going to need to change that though. So head back to our base.html and let's just copy this, or let's just delete this whole thing and paste this in. So show profile page is the link, but we don't want to send this to post author profile because this is a specific blog post and we're not going to be on a specific blog post. This is for the nav bar. So this needs to be the user's profile. So that's going to be user.profile.id, right? Make sense? And then for this one, for the edit profile page, this is the one we just created. So let's head back over to our urls.py file. And here's our edit profile page URL. And remember, we called this edit profile page, right? So let's copy this, head back over to our base, and that's going to go right there, edit profile page. But again, we also have to pass in the user.profile.id. So it knows which user, right? So, okay, let's go ahead and save this and let's see if this worked. So head back over here and hit reload. And here we have our, well, actually, let's go to our home page. Now we click here, we can click on this to go to edit settings. And we might want to change this to edit settings. In fact, let's do that real quick. This is going to be, let's see, user profile, no. Edit profile page, no. Edit profile, there we go. So let's change this to edit settings. Save this, come back, hit reload. All right, so edit settings. And next we have, let's try the show profile page. All right, that worked. And then also edit profile page, and boom, it goes to our newly created edit profile page. So, all right, this doesn't look great. We can bootstrapify this in the same way we've always bootstrapified things. So I'm not going to do that in this video. You can do that later if you want. But for now, this looks like it works, but does it? So first, before we talk about that, let's get rid of this edit profile link in our nav bar, since we've moved it into this thing right here, right? So back to our base.html and just come down here to this edit profile link. And we can get rid of that, save it, come back, reload, and okay, now it's gone. All right, so like I said, now this looks like it works, but does it, right? I'm gonna right click here and open this in a new tab to log out. And when I do, if I come back here and I hit reload, it says you're not allowed here, and you know it. Okay, so that's good. But this is our profile page for the admin user. Let's come back over here and log in as Bob again. Remember Bob? We have that Bob profile. Now if we come back over here and hit reload, remember we're Bob. This is John Elder's profile, but Bob can now edit this, right? So this is no good. We don't want Bob to be able to edit John Elder's profile and vice versa. So we need to put some code on this page to only allow this to show up if it's the right user. So this is actually going to be kind of interesting, and maybe I need to talk about this for a second. When we set up our admin area here with our profiles, we have got our users here, and each user has an ID. For instance, admin, you can see up here, this is ID 1, right? If we click on Bob, Bob is ID 3, right? But if you go to their profiles, Bob's profile is profile 2. Wait a second, Bob's user is 3, how come his profile is 2? And same thing with the admin. Admin was profile 1, well, this is actually 1. So this is a long way of saying, when we set this up, we didn't put any mechanism in there to make sure that the user's ID number is the same as their profile ID number. So we could have. It would have been a little bit more complicated, but we didn't at the time. Now we could go back and fix it to where anytime you create a new profile for a user, it makes their profile ID the same as their user ID. But we didn't, and I don't really feel like doing that right now. Fact of the matter is we don't really care. We don't really need them to be the same number, because we know, given any user, his user ID is this and his profile ID is this. We know what numbers those are, even if they're different numbers. So it doesn't matter if they're different numbers, right? A long way of saying that, but this is sort of important because now we need to only show this edit profile page if the user's profile ID is correct, right? So how do we do that? Well, it's really simple. We can head over to our code here and let's see, edit profile page. This is the page we just created in our templates file. And you can see it's already got a little bit of logic. It's got this if user is authenticated because we copied it from that other page. And this is saying, hey, if you're not logged in, you definitely can't edit a profile, right? If that's the case, you get this message, you're not allowed here, and you know it, right? Otherwise, we also then need to test again to see if the user is the correct user. So we can just run a quick if statement here. We can go if the user.id equals the profile.user.id, right? Then do all this stuff. Right, so tab that over. Otherwise, end if. Or we could do an else. You are not the correct user to edit this page. And we actually don't need brackets. ... Right? And my else disappeared. So there we go. Else. There we go. And we can tab this over. So, all right, that looks good. Let's save this and run this guy again. Hit reload and the page shows up. But now, if we, let's see, right click, come back over here and log out, and then log back in as Bob. And then come back here to John Elder's page and hit reload. You're not allowed here and you know it. Actually, that's getting messed up. So our if statements have gone wonky. So if user is authenticated and if this, so let's copy this and put this here. Otherwise, put that there. Okay, that's right. That should work now. Okay, so now we head back here and hit reload. You're not the correct user to edit this page because we are Bob, obviously, right? So if we come back here and find something for Bob, well, we can just go right here. So here we can edit settings, and here's Bob. We can go to the profile page, show the profile page. This is Bob. Here we can come edit profile page, and we can edit this page because we are Bob. Still, if we come back here to John Elders, which is this URL, and click reload as Bob, we still can't do that. So if we come back here and log out, log back in again, let's test this again as admin, right? And we can click here, show our profile page. Yep, we can see that. Edit profile page. Yes, we can edit John Elders. But then if we come back over to Bob's bio and hit reload, boom, we're again getting this, you're not the correct user to edit this page. And that works. So if we log out here and then come back again, We're not logged in, so it says you're not allowed here and you know it. So, all right, this is coming right along and looking pretty good. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. So the page is $49 to access all my courses, 45 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 100,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and we'll see you in the next video.